Jim Cam here. I run and own a franchise business that has over 100 locations. And today I'm going to talk to you about the phases of franchising, or aka expanding your own business. So let's go through the first steps. A lot of people, including myself, when we open the first restaurant, we have the goal or the dream to expand to a lot of locations. Let's give 10 by example. But one thing that most don't understand is there's phases. So you open your first one, doing good numbers, good operation. So you build up the first structure of the restaurant. And you think with only that you can just keep repeating the process until you reach 10. Yes and no. Let me explain. So from the first to 5 location, I'll call it the first phase. I opened the first location in 2012, and then I used the exact same the structured partners to open the second and the third location. But as you go close to 5, you will start to realize that it's getting harder and harder. So by after opening the 5th location, I say, hey, it feels like a plateau. It feels like I cannot do it again, or very, very hard to do. Because imagine if you run a physical business, especially a restaurant, you need to be on site for a large amount of hours per day and make sure the operation are good. So by just opening the second location, it means you're splitting your time and energy in two sides. And that is usually a tricky and risky part of any business that wants to expand. But if you manage to get just from 1 to 2 locations and having the whole structure set up, then you're good to go for to the third and fourth one. But what I'm trying to say is, after that, I opened the 5th location, I start realizing, hey, there's no way that I can split myself into 5 locations daily, just going from play A, B, C, D to E. It's almost impossible. So the same structure will not work. So now we jump into the second phase. Let's put it this way. Just look around you. Just do some little research. You will see a lot of brands that manage to grow very quickly from 1 to 5, but they can't exceed 5. Or after they try to exceed 5, they start failing. So the second phase, I call it the dead zone, the dead phase. The same structure that makes you successful into the first cannot be used into the second. So you need to restructure the whole system. And during the second phase, you realize that daily operation is not the key. The key is to focus on the system, because you need a better system in order to run the business for you. So you need to put people in place that can just follow a system that have higher chances of success. At first, you're the operation. You are the system. You are the only one making sure that everything is running smoothly. But as you grow, we all have 24 hours. So it's impossible for a single human being to be able to be at multiple places at the same time, giving task, managing, and so on. So what is the main focus you have to do in order to survive the second phase? First, you have to get good at creating a system that can run without you operating it. And secondly, marketing. So those are the 2 points. So basically what marketing does is marketing will help you generate more sales through all the business that you can combine. So marketing will generate more sales for all your combined businesses, and all the operator that can follow the system that you built can run on getting more clients, getting more sales, and just follow through. So this is where it's how you can break through the dead zone, by focusing on the system and the marketing. And let me make things very clear. Why between 5 to 10 locations is the dead zone is because now you're scaling at a much faster pace and you start to lose control. Just the fact that you cannot be everywhere at the same time. So having a good business system is very important, and making sure that all business can generate enough sales are also as important. And you can see around a lot of brands, competitors to ours, that reach to 5 location, probably opened at 6, closed on 1, and just remained to 5 without expanding, because they did not understand how to break through of the second phase. To sum up everything, in the phase 1, you can basically do everything by yourself. So you're like a solopreneur. But once you reach phase 2, you will realize that you cannot do everything by yourself. So I talk about the importance of having good operators. Basically, you were the good operator yourself. So in order to be able to scale furthermore, you need to be able to find and build good operator. So what that means is you need to rework on your own craft, your own personal craft. So you need to learn about marketing, you need to learn about leadership and sales. There is so many work that has to be done only on you, so you can build a better system that can represent you and people can follow on it. So the 3 phases. First one, you get good at doing what you do, and you do it as much as you can, as long as you can, in order to be the perfect operator yourself. And secondly, by being the perfect operator, you know how to create a system around what you're doing. So basically, the system will recreate yourself without you being there physically, and it's time efficient for you. And the third part is where you have to put your focus on. It's not inside of the business anymore. It's everything related to the system that you build. Not only you have to focus on the operational system, the franchise or restaurant, you need to know about banking system, real estate system, and also how to work on public relationship and simply expanding on the sales and marketing side again. And all that sums up is into building a big portfolio for you and your brand. What I'm currently doing is instead of just putting the focus on growing one brand, I reuse the same blueprint and system to grow my own personal portfolio. What I mean by personal portfolio is not only growing the brand, but the whole franchising business itself. So I start to add new restaurant brands. But now I also grow outside of the restaurant brand because I realized that the same franchising business works not only for restaurant, but it works also on other concepts. So at this stage that I'm currently at, there's a lot of demands from outside business owners or brands that they want to collaborate, they want to have joint ventures, they want us to help them grow from here and there. This is all the opportunities that you can get once you reach phase 3. What I'm currently doing is now I'm still having inside team to create new brands, brainstorming ideas, because that's how I started at first. I started by creating, I'm the founder of Sushi Sama, Poke Station. So the two biggest brand that we have under the portfolio is a brand that I founded, created myself. So this is something that it's still in the work for other brands. But onigiri, by example, it's by one of my first employee that ever worked for me. So he learned everything that I taught him from operating a sushi sama poke station, and it took all of that, brainstormed himself and created onigiri. We have a very successful partnership. Just within a few months of time, less than a year, we managed to open 11 locations. We have 20 coming that we already signed, but in the work, and potentially even more. I'm sure that brand will exceed all my previous brand. Simple reason, because he understands the cost efficiency for the food and also labor cost efficiency. And we operate on the same system that we use cheap brand. By what I mean is we don't have to be at the most traffic areas around town. So we can save on that because this is a fixed cost that we help franchisees save a lot monthly because he understands the system. So that's why he built a new restaurant based on what he learned and what he understands in order to create onigiri. So onigiri has the best system up to date. So we have franchisee that opened their first location just 2 months ago. And now they're working on opening the third and fourth because they also understand the system and the concept so well that they're on the quest to probably 10 locations in the next 2 years. So I hope this video was helpful to you. So just let me know in the comments if there's any other topics you want me to go through. I'll see you next time.